Good morning student. I am Fatimat Zuhara. I am your science teacher. So let us start our science class. Yeah. Students, you know that in science there are three disciplines. What are those? Physics, chemistry and biology. You know the difference between these three subjects, I think. Okay, already we have studied in our lower classes. Now, tell me student, what is biology? Yeah, biology means study of life. Yeah, biology means study of life. Yes. Now, today we are going to study the biology lesson itself. So that, before that you have to say me student, biology means study of life. Then what is life? Or else you have to tell me now, what is the fundamental unit of life? Or else in other words we can say that, what is the building block of an organism? Yes, what is the answer? Cells, absolutely right. So cells are the fundamental unit of a life, or else we can call it as a basic building blocks of an organism. Now tell me student, who discovered cell at first time? Cell is discovered by Robert Hooke. He is a scientist first who discovered the cell. And in what he discovered, do you know? Any idea? In lower class we have studied that one. Now tell me student, in what he observed at first time? He observed under the microscope by using the cork of a tree. Cork means nothing but it is a branch of a tree. Okay, he has his own microscope. In that he first observed, and first time while he was observing, he is shouting like anything. He is saying that I saw something that is similar to the honeycomb structure in the microscope. Okay, next he is calling it as a cell. Yes, so now can you tell me the definition of cell? Cell means what? Yes, cell is a structural and functional unit of a living organism, or else we can say it is a basic or fundamental unit of a life, that is a cell. Yes, now I will show you it is a pen. Yes, whether this pen has life or else it has a cells? No. What you are saying? No. Why you are saying no? Because it doesn't have any life. So that those having life, that is we can call it as an organism. Organism, it has a life means we can say there will be a cells. Next I will show you one more thing. What is this? Plant. See here, this plants, whether it has a cell? Yes, it has a cell. So why you are saying that? Because it is a living organism. So that all the living organism is made up of cells, that we have studied already in our previous classes. Now, can you count the number of cells in these students? Tell me now, how many cells will be there in this? Whether you can count 1, 2, 100 or millions? So it is very difficult task to find out or count down the cells present in this. So leave it. I will give you a simple example. Have you come across amoeba? Do you know amoeba? Have you seen amoeba? Yes, where you have seen? Under the microscope. We need microscope to observe the amoeba. Why we need microscope to observe the amoeba? Because amoebas are the single-celled organisms. Yes, you have studied the structure of amoeba, I think, in your previous classes. Now, tell me student, how many cells are there in amoeba? Amoeba having only one cell. So, amoeba is called as what? So, amoeba is called as single-celled organism. So, it is called as unicellular organism. See, single cell, so that it is called as unicellular organism. Now, can you tell me whether you can tell how many cells are there in cat or dog, or else you can take your friend sitting next to you. You can take your friend as an example. How many cells are there in your friend's body? Can you count? Yeah, it is once again it is a difficult task to count. Same thing in this also, whether we can count? No, it is very difficult. But we can say that it has a number of cells. This plant has a number of cells, or else we can say it has a cluster of cells. Cluster of cells. Or else we can say that it has a group of cells. Yeah, so that those organisms having a number of cells or else cluster of cells are called as multicellular organism. That also we have studied in our previous classes. Now, to tell this, see we'll take a leaf and we'll see it is a leaf now. See, can you count the number of cells? So that we studied now, generally we can tell that, we can say that it has a number of cells. Yes, so that if you are going to count this one cell, 2 cell, 3 cells like that, it is very difficult. So that instead of the numbers 1, 2, 3, hundreds or thousands like that, millions, we can call it as a very simple name, that is a tissues. In today's class, we are going to study about tissues. Yes, I will write down the heading of the chapter, that is tissues. So today we are going to study about tissues. Now students, can you define tissue? Already we have said about it. So that can you define what is tissue? Tissues are the group of cells. It has the similar structure, and or else we can say it work together. All the cells are work together to achieve a particular function. It is called as a tissues. Once again I will repeat. Tissues are the group of cell. It should be same structure. All similar cells should be. So that once again I will repeat. Cells are the group of cells which have the same structure or work together to achieve a particular function. That is the definition of tissue. So that you have to note down the definition in your point book. Yes. Next student, can you give us whether you can give the examples to these tissues? Example for these tissues. Any example, simple examples you can say. Yeah, I will give you one or two examples. First one, that is a muscle tissue. Have you seen the muscle tissues? Muscle tissues. How is it? What is the structure of muscle cells? Yeah, muscle cells having varieties of cells. So that one cell I have drawn here. See, this is a muscle tissue. It is having the spindle shape. Muscle cell it is. If it is number of cells means we can call it as a tissues. Yes. What is the function of muscle tissues in our body? Do you know what is the function? See, the functions of muscle tissue is a movement of our body. We can lift our hand, we can walk, we can roam here and there. See, this is because of our muscle tissues. Muscle tissues are the very important tissue. It is having the function, that is the movement, or that we can say that because of the relaxation and contraction of the muscle cells or muscle tissue, we can move freely or easily. Next, one more example I will give you student, that is a blood tissues. Blood tissues, write down along with me. So that second one is a blood tissues. Have you come across the blood tissues? Yeah, blood cells we have studied. There is a different types of blood cells, RBC, WBC, platelets, all those things we have studied. Now what is the blood tissue? Number of blood cells is called as blood tissues. So that blood tissues, one simple blood tissue or cell I will draw here. See, it has a different shapes of nucleus. We can see the different shapes of nucleus. Blood cells, there will be a different shapes of nucleus. Now tell me, what is the function of blood tissues or blood cells? So it is having the main function. What is that? Yeah, it is carrying or transporting the materials such as glucose, carbon dioxide, or as any other food materials, carbohydrates, all those things are carried out by whom? That is the blood tissues. So that two example I have said. So you have to list down more and more example for the tissues. Okay, you have to write down in your point book. Yes, next we'll move to the, so these are the example. Only I have taken here the plant tissues. You can see here muscle tissues. Whether we can see muscle tissues in plants? No. Blood? No, there is no blood in plants, so that we can't see blood tissues in plants. So that there is a question now. One more question will arise. Whether plant has tissues? Yes or no? Yeah, here it is a plant. See, plant also having the its own function. It is different tissues are doing different function in this also. So it is having the tissues. It has different tissues. So that we'll study what are the different types of plant tissues today. Before that, you have to tell me the difference between these plant and animals. What is the main difference between plants and animals? See, plants, just imagine it is there in the ground now. Just imagine it is there in the ground, whether it is moving. No, just it can dance. See, it can dance. When it is dancing, wind comes only that time. Otherwise, it is, see, like this it is. It is fully non-motile, we can say. It is not moving. It is not moving. So that plants are non-motile. Why it is non-motile? Because it does not have the active tissues what we have. We have the different varieties of tissues. It is very active, so that we can move. We can move. Why we are moving? One more question. Why we are moving? The plant, animals, why it is moving? It is moving in search of food, shelter or mate. Okay? Because of that it is moving. But plants are not moving. But still it has the tissues. But still it has the tissue, but the tissues are different compared to us. Now, this plant, there are two types of plant tissues. There are two types of plant tissues, that is meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. I will write here. First one is, we are going to study now plant tissue. Plant tissues. In that first one, meristematic tissue. Meristematic. Meristematic tissue. Now, one more is a permanent tissue. Second one is permanent tissue. There are two categories in plant tissue, that is meristematic and permanent tissues. Now we'll see one by one. First one will take meristematic tissue. Here, meristematic tissue, it is Latin word. Meristematic means that is a meristematic, that is a meristem, that is a Latin word. It has a meaning. It is, the meaning of that is, it is a dividing tissue. It is a dividing tissue. Here I will write, it is a dividing tissue. Meristematic tissue means nothing but it is a dividing tissue. Name itself indicates. What is dividing tissue means? Continuously it is going to divide. Today there is one tissue. Tomorrow if you are going to see, there will be a number of tissue, that is a dividing tissue. Now the question is, where we can see these meristematic tissues or dividing tissues in plants? So that I will show you a plant now. Whether we can see the meristematic tissue, I said it is a dividing tissue. Where we can see this, where we can observe, where, see, the tip of the root we can see. Why I am saying that in the tip of the root? Can you guess why it is in the tip of the root? It is not here or it is not present in here. So only we can see the meristematic tissue at the tip of the root or the apex of the plant. Why we can say like that? See here, dividing tissue should be dividing, so that the dividing part of the plant is the topmost or else the top of the root. Here we can see the meristematic tissues. Come to know now. Next one is a permanent. Permanent means what? It is stop the divide. Stop. It is not continuously it is dividing. Once the growth is finished, now it is not dividing once again. So that is a permanent tissues. Next we will see the different types of meristematic tissue. Once again, these meristematic tissues are further classified into 3 types. Further classified into 3 categories. I will write here. See, first one is apical meristematic tissue. Apical meristematic tissue. Second one is lateral meristematic tissue. Lateral meristematic tissue. Third one is intercalary. Intercalary meristematic tissue. Intercalary meristematic tissue. We'll see one by one. First one is apical. What is the word meaning? Apical means what? Apical. Apical means, that is a English meaning. What it is? Apical means it is a tip, topmost. So that apical means these meristematic tissues are found where? The apex of the plants. So where is the apex now? Here we can say the apex, topmost part, that is a growing part, or else we can see the here topmost of the root, that is the apex of the plant. So that apex, all are come to know, I think. See here, this is apical means it is a top or apex or the tip of the plant. We can see this one. It is not only in the shoot, we can see in the root also. Yes. Next one is a lateral meristematic tissue. Now lateral meristematic, where it will be? Lateral meristematic tissues are the next after the root, that we can see here, this part. See, in this part we can see this one. Okay, it is not at the topmost. Next after the plant, root? After the root we can see this one. Next, one more thing, intercalary meristematic tissue. Where it will be then? Intercalary. See, intercalary meristematic tissues are found, see, in between the leaves here. In between the leaves here also we can say, in between the shoot, in between the bark, but it should be a meristematic. In big coconut tree we have, whether we can see any lateral or intercalary. Lateral we can see, but intercalary it is not, but it should be a meristematic tissue. In meristematic tissue there will be a growing part, a dividing cell. There we can see the intercalary. Come to know, no? Now I will ask one more question, whether we can see this one in our mango tree, big mango tree or banyan tree we have. Whether we can see this one, meristematic tissue? We can see, but where? At the topmost, till it is dividing means, still it is growing means we can see, otherwise we can't. But when it is very easy to find in the germinating plant. When it is germinating, the plants are just germinating, we can see these 3 parts clearly we can see. Okay, because it is a growing part or dividing part. So there we can see this one. Okay, come to know? Yes. So that in permanent tissue, next we will study in the next class. So that I will recall what we have studied in this class first. Okay, first we have just recalled what we have studied in our previous class, that is in your 8th standard or 8th standard. So just we recalled what we have studied, that is about cell we have recalled. Who is the father of us? Who discovered the cell first time? That is Robert Hooke. He has his own microscope, in that he has observed. Next he is shouting that I saw a honeycomb structure. That all we have studied in our 8th standard. Next we have studied about the definition. We have just recalled what we have studied. The definition, it is a structural and functional unit of life, is called as a cell. After that we come to know that amoeba having only one cell, but we the human being, we have number of cells. So we are not counting 1, 2, 300 millions like that numbers. So we are calling a sweet name to that one, that is a tissue. That is a heading of our chapter, that is a tissues. In tissues we have studied the definition of tissue. What is the definition? Tissues means it is a group of cell that is having the similar structure. All has a similar structure. All cells should be in the similar structure. It work together to achieve a particular function. So that is a tissue. After that we have studied few example, and I have given the duty to you that you have to find out the different tissues. Okay, only 2 examples I have given, muscle tissue, blood tissue. One more example if you want I will give you, that is a bone tissue. Why we need bone? To bone, why we need bone? If bones are not there means we can't walk, we can't stand, that is giving the support to us. So that is one more example. So you have to refer and you have to write more and more examples. Next we have studied about the difference between plants and animals. So animals are moving, motile one, plants are non-motile. Why it is so? Animals are having the active cell, but the plants are having the dead cell. It is not dead, but still we are calling it is a dead cell because it is not doing it. Dead cells are actually, dead cells have less maintenance. Okay, next we study the difference between the plants and animals. After that we have studied the meristematic tissue, that is one of the type of plant cell. There are 2 types we have studied, meristematic and permanent. We have studied the meaning of those 2, meristem and permanent means what. Next, in meristematic tissue means dividing tissue, and we have studied the different categories of that. What are the categories? That is first one is apical meristem, second one lateral meristem, third one intercalary meristem. So we'll study the features of meristem. What is the features of meristematic tissue? We have come across, first one is dividing tissues, that are as active cells are present. Second one, it has a prominent nucleus. What is that prominent nucleus means? Prominent means that is having the dense nucleus. We can see easily that one. Under the microscope we can see easily. Next, it has a dense cytoplasm. These are the unique features of this one. Next, it is having the dividing, very active cells. Upon that, it is having the thin cell wall. Now the question is, why it should have the thin? Why it is not having the thick cell wall? Why it is? Because it is continuously going to divide, so it is very difficult. If it is having the stiff structure means it is very difficult to further division, so that it is having the thin cell wall. So it is easy for the easy division of the cell. Next, we have studied about the parts, and we have seen where we can see these 3 meristematic tissues. So that we have covered the entire meristematic tissues. Now I will ask you some questions. So you have to write that question, write your textbook if you want, and you have to write and you have to keep it. Okay, I will give you the questions. First one, what is cell? Next, define tissues, and what are the different types of plant tissues, and fourth question is, write down the meristematic tissue. What is a meristematic tissue? And write down the types of meristematic tissue. One more extra question I will give you, how to refer and write. The study of tissue is called as what? We know that study of cell is called as cytology or as cellular biology. Now one more duty to you, you have to refer. The study of tissue is called as what? Okay, thank you students.